I just did it.
Oh, okay. My bad. My bad. I thought you would give me like a countdown or something.
That's fair. Most people would do that, but I'm not most people.
Okay, fair enough. Um, Hi everybody. This is a new game, sort of, that we are playing. This is Delta Green. And this is the operation or book, whatever you want to call it, Impossible Landscapes. We were playing with a number of people. We are unfortunately, missing one of our um, players, but they'll be back for the next session. Things are kind of bouncing around here, but yeah, my name's Alex. I'm going to be the handler. You've probably heard me on Curse of Strahd, and that's it. Uh, so yeah, if everybody just wants to introduce yourself and say your character's name, we'll get started after that.
Tell us who goes first.
Oh right, good point.
Are we doing
Let's
fun facts or anything, or are we just
um, you know what? For right, how about this? Introduce
See the
yourself,
page
and then
behind
something you enjoyed about the '90s, or something you enjoy about the '90s, whether it be
That's really
films,
funny
movie,
because
games.
Dottie was born in 2000.
Well, she
She's
can.
not allowed anymore.
No, she can say something. I'm sure she knows something about the '90s.
Something you liked about the 90s, even if you weren't there for it.
Yeah, even if you weren't
Bet.
there for it. So yeah, we'll start with yeah, why don't we start with Dottie?
Oh, okay. I'm Dottie, and my character is Jocelyn Peters. Do I share like anything else about my character? I haven't done this.
No, it's
Um,
okay. We'll go into what your character looks like, and I hope you're okay with doing a little bit of improv, because I kind of hooked up a little something to say like, hey, like, why weren't you there, stuff like that. But we'll get
yeah.
it all figured out. So
Okay.
yeah, just
Um,
something you enjoyed about the '90s, even though you weren't born yet.
Something I enjoyed about the 90s, even though I wasn't around for it, was the jean outfit that Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake wore to an award show.
Mm,
I think that was iconic of them.
understandable.
So yeah.
And let's go to uh Jordan next.
Hey everybody,
Um,
I'm Jordan. I briefly filled in for Alex in Curse of Strahd, playing Vadove. My character is Chase DuPont, the eccentric artist, playwright. And something I really love about the '90s, I love the aesthetic of clear plastic. Like, fucking everything's inflatable, clear, and just I don't know, Tamagotchis and the little clear plastic so you can see the little circuit boards and shit. It always just looks cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have earbuds that look like that.
Hey buddy, real quick, do you have your fan
Yeah.
on?
No.
Do you have your no? Okay. Every time you talk, like every so often, there's like a bzzz. I just thought it might be your fan.
I was worried
I
it
was
was my
hearing that when
headset.
Dottie was talking.
Oh, okay, whatever. I'm not placing blame on anybody. It doesn't matter.
I didn't know if it was coming from me or my phone, or if it was audible to anybody else. That's why didn't say anything.
Okay, we'll just pretend it didn't happen. And then let's go to Blue.
Hi, I'm Blue. My character's name is DK Miller, but he goes by Ken because I decided to be complicated. And I'm a journalist for Unexplained Phenomenon. And the thing that I like from the 90s that I'm gonna pick for that, there's a lot of things to like. I'm gonna pick Buffy the Vampire Slayer because its first episode was on March 10th of 97, and I I think that might be my favorite TV show of all time. It's a strong contender. Also, Dottie's gonna have to go again because Britney dressed up with denim in 2001.
Oh no!
I can't believe.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Dottie,
give
you
me a
gotta pick
second.
You gotta pick something else, man.
Man. 90s emo music.
Okay.
Just the genre in general.
Just
Okay.
in general.
And then we. Oh, did
I
somebody?
know emo wasn't created until like 04, but I'll just let her have it.
And then we will go to. Let's do. Amy.
Hi, what? No, Amy's not in. Hi. I'm Amy. I'm gonna be playing Daisy McIntyre, who is doing something at university. Yeah, one thing I really enjoyed from the night, I mean, it would be, I think it holds such a special place in my heart, is the Game Boy Color with
Oh,
the Pokemon games. That I could that or the PlayStation. It was a very it was a throw up.
The
But
Game Boy Colors were so indestructible. It was so. I mean, we ran over one with a truck. Not. It was fine.
like on purpose.
they don't make stuff like
or-
Game Boys anymore.
No, no. I'm pretty sure my
Okay.
brother had like left it out, and I'm pretty sure it got rained on as well.
Still
And it
works.
still
still
worked
works.
afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it still works to this day. But my brother stole it from me after I stole it from him and had it for many years.
Mm.
I still have mine upstairs with all my original games and everything like that. That was my 6th birthday present. Was Game Boy Color and Pokemon Yellow.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Dottie
that's
and I
my
got
favorite.
Nintendo DSs for Christmas one year, along with our other sibling that was alive at the time, and I was an overexcited child who didn't understand the concept of surprises, and I spoiled the entire gift for all of everybody for Christmas.
Oh,
I
Who
found
did
it, and I
do
was
that?
like, "Guys, this is so
Yeah.
exciting! Look
Also,
at this!"
the-
And they were like,
the
"Why
way-
would you tell me?"
The way that you
said that made it seem like
Yeah.
our sibling is dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh.
the way that you framed that made it seem like you had a sibling that died.
No, I have 3 siblings now, but I only had 2 when that happened.
Mm.
One was too young.
Yeah, one didn't get a DS because she didn't
And-
have thumbs that worked.
And like not to be like against the other members of your siblings, your youngest is the best. I'm sorry. Like I love
Out of all
you
of us.
guys, but
Yeah.
but they're just the best.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
She'll
well-
play one
apologies
day. She
for
turned 18 last year, so she can play now.
right. Apologies for like just
off.
alienating 2 of you. Yeah.
No, I think Dottie knows that Jody's the best of us too.
yeah.
She is.
Anyway,
And,
I'm gonna shut up now.
That's okay. Last but certainly not least, Taylor.
I'm Taylor. I'm playing
You're
Melanie.
Taylor.
She's not afraid of crime and blowing shit up. Fuck those ghosts. I think the cartoons were really, really good. Peak cartoons.
Completely agree. And once again, I'm Alex. I will be the handler. And something from the 90s that I enjoy is the 1995 Royal Rumble winner, Shawn Michaels.
You just like
Can I say
Just-
another? Oh. I was
Just
just gonna say, can I say another thing from the '90s that I love?
Sure.
Alex, it's you.
Oh, wow.
That's so
You-
gay.
Okay.
You get nothing, but thank you for the compliment.
I didn't want something for it. I just wanted to tell you I love you, jerk.
I love you too, buddy. Okay.
whenever I tell him
Um,
that, I just want something. So
And then you
just
berate him.
yeah,
Yep,
obviously.
and then I tell him that he sucks
sucks. I suck.
Hurl insults.
incessantly, especially when he has me muted.
Yeah.
What happened last, handler man?
So, this would have been a slightly shorter recap if this wasn't live, but seeing as how this is the first live episode, I will do a pretty hefty recap just to get everybody caught up. So, like I said, we were playing Delta Green. We are running the Operation Impossible Landscapes, or the book Impossible Landscapes. The first thing that we saw that happened was we had a nice opening scene that was set to the song "Rotten Apple" by Alice in Chains. We saw a young girl in a yellow flower dress walking through the streets of New York, um, starting at Times Square and making her way, sort of seeing the sights of New York, uh, not necessarily through her eyes, but sort of in a third person perspective. And as she was traversing through the streets and in between the buildings, she happened upon a strange, well, maybe not necessarily strange, but she happened upon a bookstore. And as she was going through the bookstore, the camera was following her in between and in and out. And then at one point, she ended up disappearing within the book stacks, or the bookshelves, I should say. And uh, the camera then kind of moved away from that scene and followed over a bunch of buildings in New York and ended up in front of a large 3-story brownstone building um, called the McAllister Building, which wasn't revealed at the time in that scene, but the agents later found that out through a confidential contact. Um, and once she got there, we saw her sort of tuck this red book into her satchel that she had, and she entered into the buildings. Um, and then directly following that, we sort of discussed with the agents what times and how would they, uh, at what time and how would they be contacted by Delta Green. Everybody had different instances. Like, we had um, Chase, who basically through like a game of telephone through what did we say they were called? The guys who attend movie
An
theaters.
usher.
Yes, through a game of telephone through ushers, he was told a secret code phrase, and then it was no, I believe he was just told the information that he needed and where he needed to go.
No, it was it was an activation
Okay.
code.
Yeah, it was an activation code that he was given, and he knew where he needed to go. And let's see, Daisy McIntyre, she was all the way over in Scotland at St. Andrews University, and found a note inside of one of her textbooks, and then was immediately in the note was a plane ticket to New York. Paul Jimerson, Jason, one of the other players who's not here, he simply got a phone call. Let's see, Melanie. Let's see. She checked some of her note drop locations, like dead drop stops, and found something. Same thing. A note. Meet here at this time. Ken. See, he had got an email from one of his private emails that only a certain select people have, or maybe not even select people, maybe just one certain person, and was given the same sort of thing. And they were all told to meet at Washington Square Park at 4:45 p.m. We went through and talked and discussed, like I said, what time everybody would show up, and we decided that everybody was kind of there at the same time. Maybe some people were a little bit early, trying to scout the area, see if anything sticks out. Paul was the first person to notice something because there was a man across the way at the park, kind of staring him down, and this man eventually came over um, and said a passphrase. He said, "Hey, it's nice weather we're having." And Paul, knowing that was part of the passphrase, he said his part. He said, "Oh, it's kind of warm." And then, given that now knowing that the passphrase has been said, he started sharing this information, saying, "Hey, do you know where these other agents are?" And eventually, after a while, all the agents came over, said their own specific little passphrase. Everybody has a different passphrase, so everybody said something a little off, but it made sense as to, hey, nice weather we're having. From there, they were given information that they are now being put on an operation. If I can remember, yes, it's Operation Alice. They are now assigned to Operation Alice. Um, Paul, he was deputized because he was technically the only person in this group that is an actual member of a government organization. So it makes sense to deputize him, and then everybody else is liaisons, or not liaisons. What's the word I'm looking for? Basically,
Consultants.
thank you. For some reason I keep missing that word. Everybody else is now consultants of the FBI, and what they were tasked with doing is going to this building and sorting through the contents of a girl known as Abigail Wright, who has since gone missing, or who has gone missing, and she's been missing since. Let's see. Oh man, hold on. I need to get to the right thing. She has been missing since sometime in July, I believe. I had my notes more, well, not Blue's notes, but my notes. Yes, they met August 10th, 1995, and she has been missing since, oh my goodness. She was reported missing June 4th. And the reason that this has all become so strange is because she was reported missing June 4th, and then obviously the police looked into it with some sort of encouragement and like maybe some pulling from her father, who is also a police officer, but he's a police officer in Boston. The police looked into it, and then case went cold rather quick. But then a few weeks later, her card was used in Texas. Her credit card was used in Texas. So that meant this case has crossed state lines, and she is now. It is then passed over to the FBI. So the FBI goes in and begins to catalog things and take pictures of everything. And in one of the pictures was a strange occult symbol that was picked up by a Delta Green agent who was a member of ACEL in the FBI, and then was sent to this other officer who was a member of MCEL. And he handpicked all of you, knowing that we need specific people that can do specific things, and we need specific people who know the ins and outs of the city. And that would lead us to everybody deciding to meet up at Chase's apartment / place of work, which is the Soho Theater. You went over a couple of things there, decided who's going to do what, and when you want to meet at this building. You all ended up meeting at this building at 9 a.m. Before you could enter the building, you confronted a man who was standing in front of the building, whose name was Agent Guradanda. Or I'm sorry, not agent, Detective Guradanda, and he sort of told you that like he dropped off all the files that need to be sorted through, be it the police files, the FBI files. He told you there's Polaroids for each of you, so that you can take pictures and catalog. And he told you that it's pretty strange in there. A lot of really, really weird shit. One of the things he really pointed out was, for some reason, there was a suitcase full of toenail clippings, and just garbage all over the place, and none of it made sense. There's shit taped to the walls, stuff glued to the walls. There's stuff on the ceiling, and he couldn't really wrap his head around it. He did tell you as well that the building is owned by a company named ArtLife, who what they do is loan out or rent out apartments for artists, so that they can live and work at the same time. The rent is a little bit lower. They don't expect it immediately as soon as it's due. They give them a little bit of leeway because they know how how life is with artists. And so that's kind of what you learned from him. You all then entered the building. Immediately after entering the building, you start to look around. You see that it's kind of this weird plush velvety carpet, but it's like kind of dirty and gross. You know that there's 3 floors. You know that Abigail's room is on the first floor. You know that she's apartment 101. But something else that you notice is that there's the mailboxes, like the wall mailboxes, and a lot of them are open and just overflowing. You notice that there was a lot of poster ads and things like that. You saw some coupons for uh, um, where Melanie lives, Pizza World. You saw some unused, expired. You also saw some gas and electric and water bills in Abigail's mailbox that were past due by quite a number of months. I believe it was. Let's see. It was. Yeah, it was in her name, and they were saying that they were past due like months before she left. You then eventually end up inside her apartment and start looking around. A lot of search rolls. Some passes, some fails. You find let's see. You find a interesting diagram on a napkin. With in Portuguese, it had the one of them had the name the lion, and the other one had the name the scribe. Um, and Daisy, unbeknownst to her, posted on DK Miller Ken's website, not knowing that the person who runs the website is sitting right there, because none of you know each other's names at the moment. You would only refer to each other as your agent names. So like Paul is Agent Tex. I believe Daisy was Agent Snapdragon, and then Ken, or not Ken, Chase was Agent Sisyphus. And I did just get a message from Taylor, who's Melanie, who now says that their agent name is Agent Black Crow. So the only person who is missing an agent name is Blue, aka Ken, aka DK Miller, aka Dean Kenneth Miller. I was referring to him as Agent K from Men in Black, but obviously that's not the choice he made. It's a choice that I made, so it doesn't count. From there, you started looking through more. You found a lot of other strange stuff. You found a bunch of CD cases with Tex's favorite CD, but it was empty. And you also found a charcoal drawing of a man standing in a flat plane with trees in the background with his fingers in a 2 position. There's no details on the face. And Paul found a blurry selfie of Abigail. And then, let's see, no details on the face. And then in that photo, the photo sort of evaporated a little bit, and Ken and Tex, Agent or Paul, whatever you would like to call him. He's not here at the moment, so I get to choose, I guess. Saw a very strange symbol that Ken was able to identify, and as far as he knows, the only thing he knows at the moment is that it's something called the yellow sign. And then I think the very last, 2 very last things that you found was a receipt or a check, I should say, with Abigail Wright's name on it, for $850 for apartment 10B. And the very last thing that I will mention is that someone else also went through the fridge, and they found milk that has been expired for 6 months. And against all better judgment and egging on from other players, he did not drink it or do anything else with it besides put it back in the fridge. So that is currently where we are. I have 2 small scenes / explanations for everything that's going on, a player being missing and a new player showing up. So unless anybody else has anything to say or anything they might want to make comments on, maybe have some theories, I will move on to that if there's nothing else that anybody wants to talk about.
Obviously I know I missed the end of last
Mhm.
session. Would Daisy have any idea what the yellow symbol was?
I would say for the moment we will address that when we get back into the
Yep,
scene.
no worries.
If absolutely no worries. I'm more than happy to let you try and roll on it. But we'll just address that when we're back in like, this apartment.
Cool. Amazing, thank you.
Anybody else?
I just want to clarify the timeline. I have it written here. She's been missing
Mhm.
2 months. The bills are short by 3, and the
Mhm.
milk is out by 6.
That is correct. Okay. Well, then, if nobody else has anything, then I will move into the introductory scene of our newest member, newest agent, Jocelyn Peters. Also, in the meantime, Dottie, try and think of what you'd like your agent name to be. So, okay, let's see. Let me think here. So, I think what we see is, we'll see, like what we see. Okay. We don't see anything to begin with. It's kind of a, you get like a supernatural or, whatever TV show that has creepy, weird stuff, kind of flashes of what happened last episode for this little, recap that I did. And from there, it kind of like fades into a black screen, and, maybe we see impossible landscapes and like the white lettering on the front, and that starts to fade away. And then we just hear fire engine sirens. Woo, woo, woo. And it's going through, and you see it's the screen starts to flash, that red and white, like kind of quick, and then it pans back, and we see the back of a fire engine, and it is speeding through the streets of New York. People are getting out of the way, taxi cabs are moving. Obviously, you got to get out of the way for the fire truck. And we see this fire truck pull up to like a similar but not the exact sort of same 3-story brownstone building, and we see a couple of guys come out the front. We see another person come out the back, and then coming around the side of the truck that we can't see because it pulled up in front of the camera, basically, we see this new character, this new agent, and she is coming around the corner and grabbing, starting to unspool the fire hose. And what does she look like, Dottie?
I look like I'm a very buff firefighter lady. If you've seen Rhea Ripley from WWE, that's what I basically look like. I'm all tatted. I got dark eyes, dark hair, like built. So yeah.
Okay. And so she starts undoing this this hose, and she's like pulling it out, and grabs it by the connector and runs it over to a nearby fire hydrant and hooks it up, gives the go symbol, gives the the go symbol, like, hey, it's gonna I'm turning it on, and right as she's done turning it on, she runs over to the front, grabs it, and kind of steadies it so it's not flying all over the place. Some other guys start grabbing it, and they're putting out this fire. And they deal with it rather quick. The New York Fire Department is very efficient at what they do. They're the real heroes, saving people's lives, things like that. And as soon as they contain the fire, they got the EMS shows up. They start helping out these people who are, had some smoke inhalation. They're helping them. Maybe some comes out with a dog. Rescued a dog. The fire they finally quell the fire. It takes them, however long a normal fire is to put out. I don't really know. Maybe 2 hours, an hour. I truly, genuinely have no idea. But as soon as that's done, over the radio, you hear another call, and they're all like, "Okay," so they start packing up really quick. And once again, they're down the street. Not down the street. They hop in and they start flying down the street. It doesn't take them too long. It takes them maybe 5 minutes to get down the road. And there's another fire, and so they again go through it and start taking care of that fire. Same routine. Jocelyn runs out, hooks it up, turns it on, and at this point, she is like, normally it's one fire, you're good, okay. Let's go back to the firehouse and eat some fucking chili or something, because that's all that firefighters eat, maybe.
Pretty much.
And she puts out that fire. They put out that fire, and at this point, it's gotten pretty late. And so all the other guys, they hop in, and they ask Jocelyn, like, "Hey, do you mind driving back to the station?" And Jocelyn hops in, and the other person in the passenger seat is her. Let's see. Is her associate, her one of her friends. His name is Richard. Richard Staff. His name is Richard Staff. He's a fellow firefighter.
Did you just name this man Dick Staff?
Yeah, I did name
That's
this man
wild.
Dick Staff.
I love that for him. All right, continue, please.
His name is Richard Staff. And everybody's beat. Everybody's just it's not normal to really have to do 2 in a row. Maybe it's an uncommon thing. And he kind of leans over and he's like, "Hey, Melanie, before all of this happened, the chief wanted to talk to you. Obviously,
Jocelyn.
the chief's Jocelyn. Sorry, what did I say? I said Melanie. Sorry, I was looking at Melanie's sheet. Hey, Jocelyn. Before this started, the chief wanted to talk to you. Obviously, this got in the way, but when we get back, he wants to have a chat with you. So I just wanted you to be aware. I know we're all supposed to relax. We're hopefully we're done. Hopefully nothing else is gonna happen tonight. But yeah, when we get back, go to the chief's office and have a chat with him."
Sounds like a plan. I'll definitely find him as soon as we get back.
Okay, and he immediately after saying that, he kind of just starts to nod off. He's doing one of those things where your head tilts back, and then as soon as it tilts all the way back, you wake up. One of those things.
Mhm.
So you guys make your way back to the fire station. Park the fire engine, and what do you do from here? Do you go immediately to the chief, or is there anything that you wanted to do beforehand? What's Jocelyn doing once they get back?
Jocelyn is going immediately to the chief.
Okay.
Because she knows that he means business and that it's important they talk.
Okay.
If he wants to talk.
Let's see. Now, I do have to ask, what is the chief's name?
The chief's name
Dottie.
Yeah.
is
Dottie.
I forgot it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Sleeth Spinch.
Yes.
Okay.
Chief
Sleeth
Sleeth Spinch.
Okay, Chief Sleeth Spinch.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
Is this
Rude.
the entire reason you did this? Is just to make it difficult to say?
No.
I have no idea what
Uh-huh.
you're
I was
talking
like, what if that
about.
was his name?
But yeah.
Okay. So you you probably get all your gear off, put it in your locker, wash your hands real quick, and you head up the first set of stairs, which leads to the common area, which has got your couches, your big TV with a big fat ass, like they had in 1995. Pool tables, kitchen, all kinds of stuff, and then um, there's another set of stairs that lead up to the offices. There's the secretary's office, um, and maybe there's another guy who's below the chief, um, assistant chief. I don't know. And then you go to the very last office on the left, and on the front it just says Chief Spinch, and knock 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 on the door, and you see Chief Spinch. This is gonna be a problem. You see Chief Spinch sitting at his desk, kind of like he's got his hands templed, and he's like kind of not really paying attention. Mostly like almost like he's just like staring at the middle distance, like thinking. Got his hands templed. You knock on the door, and like he doesn't even move. And you knock again, and he like kind of stirs, and he realizes someone's at his door, and he motions you in. What do you say to Chief Spinch?
What's up, Spinchmeister? How's it hanging?
Hey, hey,
Asking your
Petus.
boss how it hangs is wild.
It's a little to the left today, Petus, which is not a good sign. So look, we gotta talk, because you're going to be moving firehouses, and knowing knowing him, that's not what he actually means. That's code for you're going to be leaving and being sent on an operation. But something that you should know is that doesn't necessarily mean you are not beholden to your responsibilities as a firefighter. And this kind of goes for everybody else. Obviously, situations are a little bit different. Some people actually, yeah, this one is actually a little bit more specific for Dottie and your character, Jocelyn. Is that you actually have a job that needs to be done in the city. Obviously, Jordan's character is in the city, Chase, but he's a playwright, so his job isn't as demanding. And obviously, Ken, DK.
How
DK
dare
Miller.
you?
You explain to me how a playwright is more important than a firefighter, and I'll let it go.
Listen, can you explain to me how all of New York rallied behind Spider-Man after 9/11? Because
Yeah.
art moves people, Alex.
That's great. Can you explain it?
That
Can you
hasn't happened yet.
Technically, yeah, that hasn't happened yet. So,
That's crazy.
and Ken, you live in your character lives in New York, correct?
No.
No?
No, I'm from Texas and I caught a plane up here. I'm staying at a hotel
Right, my
nearby.
bad. That's right. It was Melanie. Melanie's the other one who lives in New York. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Your job also a little bit different, seeing as how you're a criminal. You can kind of do your job whenever you want.
Unlike The Sims, who my whole entire career is practicing programming all the time.
Yeah.
That's are you the Sims?
Breaking
you
into
said?
the banks. Yeah.
Mm.
One of the computer. Never mind.
That's okay. I love The Sims. The Sims is great. Honestly, good practice for this a little bit, I guess. Living an everyday life. I feel like Sims is a great game for role playing.
It can
Yes.
be, but also building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
So that's just the thing that I'm trying to get at is Jocelyn Peters / Dottie. Your job is demanding, so you're going to have to find a way to balance your job being a firefighter and your job as an agent for Delta Green. And then, of course, this part goes for everybody else, balancing your everyday life. Your bonds, your mostly just your bonds, dealing with that. And we'll get into that. Obviously, we haven't really touched on it too much, because that's a little bit more in-depth role play type stuff. But I'd love to get into it at some point. So yeah, you like I said, he said you're being transferred to another firehouse. But that's not necessarily what he means. That means you are being sent on an operation for Delta Green because he is a Delta Green contact and friendly. And you said he was previously a Delta Green agent, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so he was previously a Delta Green agent. He is no longer. He has since, well, I guess you're never not an agent, but he hasn't been sent on anything for a while. He is simply a friendly at this point. He knows of Delta Green and he knows of what happened to you, but we'll get into that part. That's something to be discovered later. So yeah, he knows what happened to you. He gets you involved with it, and he's now telling you that you're going on your first operation. And he basically details out the same sort of information that the other agents gathered, or not gathered, but the information the agents were given. He simply you basically get to skip over all of that, and he tells you, hey, tomorrow, he tells you, hey, tomorrow, meet at, go to this building, the McAllister building, at 7 a.m. and wait for these people to arrive. So from that point on, you basically just get to, rest, relax, go about your regular day, hopefully not get any more calls, and you know what you have to do tomorrow. And from there, we are going to go back to the McAllister building and go back to Abigail's apartment. And previously, Paul, Agent Tex, had stormed out and then came back in and apologized to Ken. And as he was apologizing and talking, everybody still started looking over some other stuff. He went and checked out some other stuff. His beeper goes off. And I don't. Yeah, his beeper goes off and he checks it and he goes, "Oh, do I know how to do a Texas accent? I don't know."
It's gonna come out Australian.
Yeah, it's gonna come out Australian no matter what I do. No matter what I do, it's gonna come out Australian. But basically, he says, "Oh, oh shit, I gotta go. I need to go find a payphone. This is my dad's number. I gotta go. I gotta call my dad." And he just straight up leaves. And maybe if somebody is looking out the window, you see him, actually, yeah. Does anybody want to figure out what he's doing? He said, "Hey, I gotta call my dad," and then left. What's everybody else's reaction to this?
I'm previously me and Ken were kind of going over this play that I had found, so I don't think I would have been paying attention too much.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't notice that he was gone.
Okay.
I'm definitely suspicious, and I want to look out the window.
Okay, so Agent Black Crow looks out the window. I'm gonna try my best to refer to everybody by their agent names. Agent Black Crow looks out the window, and why don't you give me a search roll?
45. Let me look at this. 45 over 41. Lame.
Okay. It's not necessary. Actually, we'll still go with that, but I'm gonna say you still notice him. You only missed it by one. I will say there are certain roles that I'm just going to ask you what it is, even though I have your. Actually, I won't need to ask you. I have all your stuff here. But numbers are going to change. Whatever, doesn't matter. So you end up, you're like, okay, well that's weird. Like, yeah, sure, maybe his dad does want him to call him. Maybe he does recognize that number as his dad's number, but it's a little suspicious that he's leaving so abruptly. And you go over to the window, and there's like there's newspapers over the window, and you can still sort of see through it. It's kind of, it's not super late. It's maybe like 4 or 5 at this point. 4 or 5 at this point. So there's still some daylight out. And you like kind of pull it away, and the sun shines through into your eyes. And just briefly, you can see him walking down the street to a nearby payphone. You see him go in. He puts in, however much it costs for a payphone, like $1, a quarter or something. I don't know. I've never used a payphone in my life. Does anybody know how much a payphone would cost? Is it
Quarters.
a dollar?
Must be
About a
one.
quarter, yeah.
It's quarters for like 10 minutes, I think,
Okay.
or like 5 minutes, like a quarter per couple minutes.
Okay. So yeah, he puts in like 50 cents. You see him put in 2 quarters, and you see him dial the number, he puts it up, and you can't hear what he's saying. You would be able to if you open the window. I don't know if do you think Melanie would open the window?
Taylor just messaged the chat a minute ago.
Oh shoot.
Saying that she can't.
Oh yeah, here's a quarter. Call someone.
Jake just got a call, so I won't be able to talk for a second. Here's a quarter. Call someone who cares. Okay.
It's the phrase that you say to somebody. So like payphones were a quarter, so you say,
Okay.
Here's a quarter. Call someone who gives a
Okay.
fuck, basically.
Okay. Well then,
Here's a quarter. Tell your mom you're not coming home tonight.
Exactly.
oh, okay. So I just got Ken's agent name. So
No,
No? What did you say?
Jocelyn.
Oh, Jocelyn.
He's like allergic to
Oh,
that
right.
word. He can't read it.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
Taylor
okay. I was
says
just,
she opens the window.
Okay. Taylor.
I'm the only one without an agent name now.
Okay. So
Uh-huh.
everybody, agent there. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go over to the chat so I can see what Taylor is saying, just in case. Okay. So you open the window, and this was what I was going to explain. Is sometimes there's going to be checks, but you don't need to roll. I know that you're actually you make sure you put your points in search, because you did have a point in search. So technically, you would have got that roll if you had 1 point, because you rolled a 41, if I'm not mistaken. So you actually don't fail; you pass, because you had a point in. Oh, you rolled a 45. I'm so sorry. I'm dumb. I was missing numbers. Either way, there will sometimes be rolls that don't need to be rolled because your skill is high enough to just automatically succeed. But either way, I think you'd probably be able to hear a bit of what he says after you open up the window, and he's absolutely not paying attention. He's very concerned because his father usually never reaches out. He's like, what you hear is, you're here? The city? Where? And then the rest of it, you can't really hear, because some cars start going by. The noise of the city starts getting a little bit too loud, and you can't make out everything that he's saying.
Cool.
So, from what you can infer, his father is for some reason in New York, and that is very strange. Or, well, it seems like that's very strange. And then after a couple of minutes, he hangs up the phone, hails a taxi, gets in the taxi, and they leave. So now we're still in the same day. So from this
We're
point,
still
you
in
guys,
the night of last night.
the night. Oh, did we make it to nighttime?
Yeah, we all retired back and said that we were gonna meet in the morning at the building.
I don't remember that part.
Am I crazy?
No,
I
from what I
think I
remember,
think
I don't
we
think so.
I think what you've meant is like you've had it as the day before, but Alex has gone from the morning that we got there, so it's
Yeah.
technically tomorrow. But we're
Yeah, so-
basically it's our
so-
first look at the apartment.
yeah, this is your first look at the apartment. Everything that was happening with Agent Roxy was the day prior. So that was the day you all met. That was the day, like, actually, I think hypothetically, you guys would have met the agent, and while all that was happening, Roxy. Oh man, I kind of messed up the timeline there. Doesn't
No,
really make
it makes sense to me if Roxy is fighting fires while we're meeting our agent that's giving us our information and we go to the apartment for the first time. She just can't
Right.
be there for the first search. That's the issue with
I-
that.
Right.
I do thought we went to the theater though. We went to the
Yeah,
theater
no,
and
no, no,
slept
see,
because we didn't
that's-
want to go at night.
Yeah, that was
we
where
went to the theater after the afternoon and then we went. Oh fuck.
Yeah, no, so I'm mixing up the timelines here. So what would have happened was while you guys were meeting, I guess technically Roxy's thing, Agent Roxy, their thing could have spanned 2 days. So like maybe it was like, hey, I'm gonna go, but then it was like, oh, there's fires. It's like I was mentioning, Agent Roxy's got to be able to balance regular everyday being a firefighter and also being an agent. So it was like, hey, I'm gonna, your fire chief, Sleeth Spinch, was like, hey, meet at this time tomorrow. And it was like, okay, cool, I'm going to do that. But then they wake up and then it's like immediately, hey, we got something going on, there's a fire. And then the day kind of gets stuck. So we could just say that happened twice. And when the day is over, Agent Roxy goes back and is like, hey, I wasn't able to make it. You know what happened today. Maybe there was a big fire or something of that nature. And he was like, okay, that's fine. I'll reach out and set up a new time. And the person hypothetically that he would be, not hypothetically, the person he would be reaching out to is the agent that you met prior. And that's how he got all of his information. That agent perhaps contacted him, was like, hey, I need someone who knows the city and knows how these buildings works in the streets, really well. I have a few people, but I need extra. I need more. So if anything, we could say after the first day of fires, there's a second day of fires, which causes Agent Roxy to not be able to show up twice.
She has to miss the first visit. Okay.
Yes. So Agent Roxy misses the contact meetup and also the first day, which we're still in, of investigation.
So it's like the afternoon after the morning, and then she's getting off of her first fire, which was like at 8 a.m. or whatever the hell.
Yeah, and like it's just a crazy day, and so we'll finish up here for this day, and then on the next day, that's when Agent Roxy would show up. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So I'll give you guys some more freedom. I know there was a little bit. I'll kind of acquiesce and let you guys do what you want to do. I know I've been doing a lot of talking. I never seem to shut the fuck up. But from here, like I said, I'm gonna let you guys do whatever it is that you think you want to do. I know there was a small discussion between Tex and Agent Sisyphus about Agent Sisyphus potentially talking to more people or talking to some of the other tenants. Maybe other people want to search, or maybe you guys just want to leave. You have freedom to say, hey, I'm done for the day. I want to go, grab a bite to eat and go back to my, hotel or apartment or, whatever. Or yeah. So what I'm trying to say is you guys have the freedom. You can do whatever you want. If you want to search more, that's fine. If not, you can leave, do whatever you want. So what would you guys like to do next?
I would like to take a 5-minute break to pee.
Okay, that's fine. There has been a lot of talking.
We've been playing for a
Well,
minute. I would like
yeah.
just a small, quick break.
While
That's
DK
fine.
goes to pee, I would like a fully RP'd
It
tourist
wasn't
trip.
for me.
I just want a full tourist trip around New York City.
Oh my
To
god.
paint me a picture.
You
Go
want
play
me to paint you?
Spider-Man, nerd.
You want me to paint you? You want me to paint you a picture of 1995 New York?
Yes, I do. Anyway,
Okay.
but look, there's a lake.
A
Okay.
lake.
There's a puddle on the
or
ground.
the Hudson River.
Hudson River. 3 years ago.
Shut up, Jordan.
Oh my god, it's a massive river.
Okay. Nick, can you take us to a break,
George
buddy?
Washington Bridge.
I mean, I'd rather the stream was muted.
Yeah, just mute it. It's fine. We'll be back. Are you okay? Okay.
Stop trying to spill all your sensitive information on the internet and give Nick a break to play his games, alright?
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are back from going to the puddle on the floor. So, yeah, like I said, this is your guys' time to decide whether you're going to stay longer, search around. I know Agent. Oh, did I? Oh, Agent Snapdragon. I know previously you wanted to try and identify that symbol. So why don't you roll me an occult check?
Cult check. Okay, let me find a number for that. Oh. I don't know if you'll let me because I forgot and it was supposed to be for last session. Can I use that thing that you said I could use for my session? For the first session?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Was it 20? I can't remember. I can't
Yes, it
find the
is.
note. Okay, thank you. What are double zeros again? Is that just 0?
What's your other number?
A 2?
Just- Oh, well, then that would
So
be.
Is
either
it 2
20
or
or 2.
20?
It would just be 2, wouldn't it?
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
am
it
I-
depends on which one is for 10, right?
Yeah, it
Oh
depends
no,
on which
if it's
one's-
double zeros, you're right.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I rolled a 2. Which is
Okay.
definitely under.
Bless you.
Well,
God, I fucking hope so.
A
I-
2.
2.
2.
Yay.
okay. First thing I'm gonna need from you
Oh no.
is a sanity check.
Oh no. Okay. Can you real quick remind me how I do sanity?
Same way. Same way.
Same way,
Whatever
then
number-
it's just under my sanity points.
Yeah, under your sanity points.
Oh, why didn't I wait for now to use my extra? Oh well. 20? Under
20?
75.
20 under 75. Okay, you take no sanity damage.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Also, Amy,
Uh-huh.
I want to tell you, you did not
Uh-huh.
follow my instructions, but it is okay.
Did I not?
You did not,
Oh no. I'm
but
sorry.
that is okay
Oh no. What did I do? I wasn't
because
meant to mention it.
yeah, it's okay.
I'm very
Um,
sorry.
It is okay. But now everybody knows that all of you have that.
I'm sorry.
When did you guys get that?
It's because
don't
I'm
know what you're talking
special and
about.
because I have to it's a special little Scottish thing, it's fine.
I'm confused if that helps you feel
Okay,
better
that
about
is
your
fine.
little weird secret.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
I told everybody gave me something,
Oh.
and
Yep.
I said because
Yeah.
you gave me something, you got something.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to do that something, you had to privately message me.
Oh no.
You told everybody that?
I told everybody that.
Bitch, no, you did not.
Yes, I did. I told you.
I don't know. I don't
you.
know what you're talking. I literally don't know what you're talking about.
You
I don't know
what
how
it
that's
is.
possible.
No.
I
You know what-
understand the concept of what you're talking about, but I don't remember what you said
You-
about that at all.
You want to know what it is? You never
well,
gave me.
if everybody
No,
else
no,
knows,
no.
yes, I did.
Did you give me a?
Yeah, we
secret?
talked about it. Yeah.
Then I must have just not told you.
Okay.
Because everybody's supposed to have that. That's my fault. Amy did
know.
something else wrong.
I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I the only one that doesn't know what's happening right now?
Amy help. Amy help.
I don't know what's happening either.
It's okay.
He just doesn't like you guys enough. It's fine.
I'll go over it with you guys. Don't worry.
I'm very
There was faults on everybody. That's okay. It's not a big deal.
If it helps, I
Um,
rolled under on both.
No, you're fine. It's okay. It is perfectly
Oh.
fine. I promise. Jordan, Blue, I'll explain to you.
No, I know what's going on. I was just lying.
Oh, okay. Also, Blue, yes, I remember.
Okay.
Because I was like,
Okay.
whoa, what's going on? That's so weird. Why did they get an
Okay.
extra dice?
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, now everybody knows. Whatever. Still, please, if any of you other people want to use it, please message me personally when you want to do it, and not announce it over the airwaves like a certain someone. Anyways,
Listen, I've had a full day at work and it's very late at night and I'm very tired.
it's okay. It is perfectly fine. So with your 2 that you rolled, you do recognize this, but you know that this is a symbol that is incredibly dangerous. You also recognize it as the yellow sign.
I only know it as the yellow sign.
You know it as the yellow sign. You have heard about it before. This is the first time you have personally seen it. You've heard, or not heard, but you have read about it before. You've heard that it's been said that it looks like a dragon, or that it looks almost like an eye, or that it almost looks like interlinked snakes.
Oh
Um,
no.
and it's something that's incredibly dangerous.
Okay. Oh, okay, it is not. Okay, I know. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Technically,
It's that thing.
it's that thing. Yes.
Oh, I don't like that thing.
So you, like I said, this is the first time you have ever seen it,
Yeah.
and for some reason, after viewing it, you kind of feel. And I'm saying this. This is how that sanity role is sort of manifesting. You don't feel safe. You feel as though you really should not be looking at this.
Can I take like one of the papers or something that's scattered about the place and just kind of cover it up?
You can. You can do how like if you're going to do that, I want you to like play it out.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you say it's like on a wall?
yeah, it's like on the wall on like a piece of paper. The way that well, basically the way that Tex and hold on.
Me.
Yes, you. The way that Tex and
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra, yes, Agent Chupacabra. The way that Tex and Chupacabra saw it was that it's sort of like they were looking at this picture of Abigail, and then it like fluttered, and they could see it like almost imprinted on there. But you go over to where they are, and you can see that from right where they're sitting, directly in front of them, is that sign.
I'm gonna put my gloves on, from my kit, and take out like a plastic. I'm imagining like a sandwich bag, but like an evidence bag. And I want to touch this as little as possible. I'm taking like tweezers as well, and I'm not touching this. And anything like the tweezers and stuff that I used and the gloves are also going in a separate evidence bag, and everything is getting put the fuck away.
Okay. So
I will explain what I'm doing. So I'm not
so
just,
you're taking with tweezers, you're taking it off of the wall.
Yeah.
And putting it in a bag.
Yeah. And then I'm putting that bag in a bag, and then the tweezers and gloves and everything else are going in a separate bag.
Okay. So in doing that, you're sort of you're at this wall.
Yeah.
You try and take it off with the tweezers, like you try and pull it lightly. I'm assuming it's not coming off.
Okay. Can I see any physical reason that would, like, any explainable reason as to why this isn't coming off the wall?
You're looking at it and you can see that there's like glue or like paste kind of like
okay, like wallpaper
smushing like smushing out from the sides of it, like someone basically just took like a handful of like paste or something and just like slapped it on the back of this thing and just pushed it up against the wall.
Will you allow me to have stuff in my kit that'll just like not dissolve the paste, but like get rid of it enough to take this without damaging it?
Some goo gone.
Yeah.
I think I don't necessarily think you would have,
That
because
kind of stuff.
you have an evidence kit, correct?
Yes, like a
Yeah,
forensics kit.
I don't think you would have anything that would do that. You would need like some kind of cleaning supply.
Okay. Oh, do I brute force it? I'm gonna brute force. I'm gonna just try and pull it off the wall. With
Okay,
it,
well,
I'm gonna try not to do damage, but
okay, well, I would like for you to give
Yeah.
me a strength times 5. So that should be in
Okay.
your
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
statistical data.
So I just need to roll under what a strength times 5 is.
Correct.
Okay. Super handy that I don't have lights anymore. Give me a sec.
And then after you do this, we'll cut to someone else to see what everybody else wants
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah, I rolled over it.
Over?
Yeah,
You're
I rolled 48 over 30. So
okay. Yeah, you kind of like get a corner of it, and you like pull really hard, but you like tear the corner off.
oh no.
Does it come off though?
No, just like the corner of the paper just
the
tears
corner.
off.
Oh
It's like when you take
no.
a sticker off of paper and it like tears the paper part.
Yeah, like it's still very much adhered to the wall, but that was like the one part you might have been able to grab.
Yeah. Oh no.
Were we
Oh,
all
no, no, no,
given
no.
like normal digital cameras?
No, you were given Polaroids.
Oh, okay. But
I do
they're all-
have digital cameras though in the building with
Yes.
me. If
Yes.
you,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
like Agent Chupacabra does have his own, but those are his. Like
Right.
hypothetically,
But, like,
yes,
because
he
he's
could
a
let somebody else.
journalist.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
a journalist, he has that kind of stuff.
But I still do have a camera. Just
Yeah,
not
you would
yes.
have. Yeah, you would just have a little Polaroid, and I mean, the thing is with what Agent Chupacabra has is that's hypothetically a way where you could be like, oh, okay, this sign, like hypothetically, obviously they already have a picture of it, but you wouldn't want to take more pictures of this. Like if there's something that seems out of the ordinary, it's not like, hey, I'm gonna take a picture of this and file it with the FBI. You're like, no, I'm gonna take a picture of this and send it to Delta Green or save it for them instead.
Okay.
So there's certain things that you could omit via having a different camera.
Gotcha.
Daisy is just gonna be freaking out a little bit. This really needs to come off the wall, and it's not coming off the wall. And I don't know what to do. Now I've broken it, and I don't know if I'm gonna get fired or not. And someone needs to help me with this.
Whoa. That's certainly one way to ask for help.
Guys, please.
What are you talking about? What's happening? It's stuck to the wall? Yeah, everything's stuck to the wall.
Yeah, but this needs to not be on this wall anymore, and I can't get it off.
Why do we have to take it off the wall? We're not taking anything else off the wall right now.
Because nothing else is this messed up right now. This is bad, and this needs to go away.
Do I see the other one now that she's pointing it out?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, there is another one over here as well on this picture.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, anything with that has to not be here.
And in Agent Snapdragon saying that, you can kind of sort of feel her anxiety sort of like radiating through the room. Like, maybe you're able to manage your anxiety a little bit better. Some people are better at it than others, but like you can feel that like she is incredibly anxious and almost getting a little like paranoid about this.
Well, I guess the right thing to say would not be that if there's two, there's probably more, because it doesn't seem like there's just one of anything in this place.
You think there's more? If we don't find them all, we need to find them all. We have to find them all now.
If you don't stop spiraling, we're not going to be able to get anything done. You need to breathe. Do you need to step outside?
No, it's too hot here. It doesn't feel. And I think I need like Scottish air, right here, right now.
Well, I can't bring Scotland here, so we're going to have to figure out something else to stop you from spiraling out of control.
There is something. And Daisy's just gonna go put her head in the fridge.
You're
Ew.
gonna put your head in the fridge.
Is the fridge running still?
The fridge is not running,
Oh, so it's not
But-
even cold. Okay.
but Daisy, Agent Sisyphus, or not
Nope.
Sisyphus, Snapdragon. When you put your head in there, it is cold,
Oh, okay.
but there's no power. So how could the fridge be cold? And what's your search? What's your search, by the way? I need to know. Tell me what your search percentage is.
My search percentage is 60.
60. Okay. You're looking in the fridge. Well, maybe you're not necessarily looking. You just kind of put your head in there because you wanted to feel some cold. And like I said, the fridge is off. It's not making that that distinct like fridge humming sound. Like a lot of fridges do, especially back in the 90s. But it is cold. And then with your head in there, you're looking. You see the same thing that who was it that found the milk? Was it Tex?
It
Or
was
was it
me.
someone
Crow.
else? Oh, it was okay. It was Agent Black Crow. So you see the same thing. The milk is 6 months old, but doesn't look chunky.
No.
You also see that there's a carton of eggs. That carton of eggs is also expired by 6 months. But
Can I
then
do the float test to see if they're off?
sure, do you want to take the carton of eggs out and
I
do the
get a
float
glass.
test?
Yeah, I do a glass of water and just put one of them in the water.
So you grab a glass, and you would also know that the water is supposed to be shut off, but when you turn on the faucet, water does come out. And you fill the glass, and you put the egg in, and it hasn't gone bad. So I'm gonna say everybody notices, because everybody would have saw the shut off notices and everything like that. Is anybody watching Agent Snapdragon do what she's doing?
I am.
You are?
Yeah.
What about Agent Black Crow? Are you watching? I know
Yeah.
I know Agent Sisyphus might still be in the other room, kind of wrapped up with that play. We can cut over to that if
Well,
you'd like
I-
to search. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Oh no, I was just gonna say I was gonna go up to Crow and like see if he wanted to like help me like ask around like the apartment.
Okay.
complex.
Then I'm
Okay.
not watching. I'm
Well, no. I
But-
would say maybe he comes in as this is happening, and then maybe kind of sees what's going on. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Does that
Sure.
make sense to you, Jordan? Okay.
Sure.
Well, if that's the case, knowing what you guys know, it makes absolutely no sense as to why, one, the fridge would be cold, and two, the water would turn on when it's supposed to be shut off. So I would like everybody to give me a sanity roll.
Oh no! I rolled over.
Okay, by how much?
By 10.
Okay. So you got you tell me. So
So
tell me
I have 75. I rolled
Mhm.
85.
okay, 85 over
I also rolled an
75.
85
85 over or under?
on the dot.
On the dot. Okay. What about everybody else?
I rolled 36 under 70.
Okay. Agent Chupacabra.
I rolled a 6 under. I'm trying to find my number. Under 70.
Okay. Those who passed, you take 1 sanity damage, and those who failed,
Oh, if we pass, we take one.
if you pass, you take 1.
Oh, I don't like how many I'm going to be taking.
Well, in the effort of fairness, currently, I'm only going to be rolling a d4.
What are you supposed to be rolling?
A d4.
Okay, I'm so confused.
Well,
Am I
in the
here or no?
oh, I haven't heard anything that you've been saying. Oh no,
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 I
no.
just meant like is my
You're not here yet.
okay.
Once
That's why.
once this is discussed, like basically in the way that this is happening is like while they're doing stuff, hours are passing. So
Gotcha.
essentially, once I say, "Hey, it's getting to be late," that's the chance where they can be like, "Okay, I'm done. I'm leaving," or they could say, "Hey, I'm going to keep working," and then we can sort of work into. We can cut over to you and say, "Hey, maybe you're doing something else." I apologize that you haven't been getting much spotlight. Like there was part of me that was like, I want to kind of go through this whole day to see so that you can kind of see how things go. But
No, yeah, I really
you're gonna,
appreciate that.
yeah, you're gonna get some time here because the night the dawn is getting or the dusk is getting closer, so it's going to be nighttime soon, and that's when a choice will have to be made whether they want to keep going or leave.
You're
Got
doing
it.
the circling around thing.
I'm circling around to what?
You just repeated yourself. I was just letting you know before you said it
Oh,
again.
thank you very much. I am very
Yeah.
prone to repeating myself. So I'm going to do this roll because I believe Amy was the only one that failed Agent Snapdragon, correct?
Makes sense. I am having a literal panic attack.
Didn't Jordan? Oh, Jordan was on the dot. So if it's on the
Yeah,
dot, it's a pass.
Yeah. If it's on the dot, it's a pass. So everybody that passed only takes 1. Unfortunately, Agent Snapdragon failed, so you're going to take a D4.
Yep.
Okay. I rolled a 2, so you only take 1 more than everybody else.
Okay. I have
So-
updated that.
Actually, you also are probably going to have to roll again now that I
No,
think
don't-
about it
Don't
because
chuckle.
don't chuckle.
Yeah, you don't chuckle.
Well, you just did the egg test, the float test on this egg.
Oh,
That's
I did.
supposedly expired for 6 months, but for some reason, when you did the egg test, it was perfectly fine.
Yeah,
So I'm going to need another sanity roll.
that is another fail.
Oh fuck.
Okay. I'm going to roll another d4.
Mm-hmm.
This time you take 3.
Okay.
How does and this doesn't happen at the same time. So you take the 2 and then 3, not all at once.
Yeah.
If you had taken that all at once, we'd be having a much different
Mhm.
conversation. So how does this manifest for you? Like what? Like, yeah, how does this manifest for Snapdragon? Like, what reaction do you have?
I think it would just be, you know, when people get so freaked out that they just start like muttering to themselves. I'm imagining, you know, like when a mum just gets so pissed off at you that she just starts talking to herself, like commentating everything that's happening.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I just told her to stop. She's still fucking going. Who the fuck is she still going for? And like just chatting to like an invisible audience. Basically, I'm doing that and then just maniacally laughing like every couple seconds, and
Go
then
ahead.
going back. No.
I want you to do that.
Right, but why is the milk not gone? And if the milk's not gone, then why are the eggs not gone? If the eggs aren't gone. Okay. It's fine. Sometimes eggs can last 6 months. You've totally read about that. It's totally fine. This is all totally normal. And there's just maybe they've just made fridges in America that run without electricity. That's totally a thing that could have happened. Like these Americans are so much further on than we are, and it's all okay, and this is all fine, and it's all
Okay.
completely normal.
Amazing. How is everybody else reacting to this?
Huh.
I guess I just assumed that they forgot to shut the power or water off. I don't know. Like, I only walked in the room and saw the power running or the water running. I mean,
But then
I didn't stick my head in the fridge and.
Right, but then Agent Snapdragon is over there, kind of like freaking the fuck out.
I assume that they just turned the power back on for us. I'm not really sure. I'm not thinking too hard about it.
Okay. Agent Black Crow, how are you reacting to this?
I go over and I just put a hand on her shoulder and just tap it gently. It's okay.
You go over
But
there.
why
you
is
put-
the milk not off?
so
Everything is.
just defeatedly,
Yeah.
Agent Snapdragon's. Why is the milk not off?
Why am I Irish?
I don't know. Because I can't do fucking accents. That's why.
It was beautiful.
It's as good as
You-
Taylor thinking I'm Australian.
You also see.
Oh my god.
You hear Agent Snapdragon say, "Why is the milk not off? And why is the egg?" And you look and you also see that for some reason this egg is floating. It
I
is
already
good.
found it though, so I'm not surprised.
Right.
Oh,
so
yes, I am
you-
surprised that it's good. Sorry.
Right.
I think you want it to be sunk to the bottom if it's good, right?
Right. My bad. I had it backwards. It sinks to the bottom. It's good. It floats. It's bad. You also see that this egg is perfectly fine for some reason, and let's continue that. Like, what are you just saying? Like, hey, it's gonna be okay. Like, where do you go from here?
I don't even want to say anything to her. I just want to tap her on the shoulder.
Okay.
Like I get it. I know. I found it too. Oh, wait. What did she say?
She said, "Why is the milk not bad?" or something of that nature.
Why is the milk not off?
Not off. I
Yeah,
tell her
off.
everything is not off here. And then I
But that's the problem. It should all be spoiled. Why?
just more taps. It's okay. Shh.
I'm just gonna go put my head against the window.
The fridge
Okay.
is still cold.
I'm just gonna put my head against the window.
You know,
you
I
leave the
did hear that they were actually increasing safety regulations on eggs nowadays. Maybe they're just really good eggs.
There is a lot of preservatives too. I mean, my strawberries don't even go bad anymore.
Yeah, you guys have weird food things over here, right? This is fine. This is normal.
I figured with how low I rolled, I just wouldn't be very smart about the situation. And I'd just be like, whatever.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly justifiable. So, I will say it is now getting pretty late. The sun is starting to set. It's probably about 7:30. What are you guys going to do? Are you going to stay, or are you going to
Above table,
start?
do we get Dottie in the morning when?
Yes, you get Dottie in the
Okay.
morning. Like she's
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
be
be
there,
done
and
for the day then.
okay.
I know
Yeah,
that I
well,
don't know that as
well-
a character, but I want to move on to where Dottie can play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be done
absolutely.
for the day.
Yeah, I would like to go and drink heavily in my hotel.
Okay. And also I
And then get really
apologize.
pissed off and realize that I. Wait, can I? No, I could. Never mind. Ignore me. Sorry.
Okay.
Maybe we'll witness Amy's meltdown, and I'll be like, I think maybe that's a good sign to call it for the night. I think the sun's starting to set, anyways.
Okay, wonderful. Also, I apologize, Jordan. You didn't really get a chance to do much, but we'll lean more into that.
We'll search in the
Mhm.
morning.
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah,
some.
it's
We're
all
gonna do
good.
some more search rolls and everything. So you guys all, do you guys agree on like a meetup time for tomorrow? Maybe talk about it briefly before you leave.
I mean, we met up at 9 a.m. this day, but we have full access to whenever. I mean, I think 9 a.m. is a reasonable time.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Like, no need to get up at like the ass crack of dawn.
Okay, wonderful. So at this point, you all decide to leave. You say, "Hey, we're gonna meet back up at 9 a.m. here in the morning." We don't. Maybe somebody shoots a page over to Agent Tex. You know, send the phone number just in case. And okay, and sorry, I was just reading something. You all head off to your respective places. And you get some rest. I would say, Agent Sisyphus goes back to his um goes back to the Soho what is it?
Playhouse.
The Soho Playhouse. Maybe looks over some evidence and then decides to get some rest. Agent Black Crow goes back to Out of This World Pizza. Maybe grabs a calzone, heads up to the apartment above for a little bit of dinner. And Agent Chupacabra, you're staying at a hotel?
Yep.
Okay. Maybe you order some room service or something. I don't know what kind of money situation Agent Chupacabra is in. And Agent Snapdragon goes to the hotel bar and just gets absolutely blasted. Just trying to deal with this weird shit
Would
that's
they
been
have
going on.
arranged us to be in the same hotel if our rooms were arranged by Delta Green?
No, you're expected to do that yourself.
Oh.
The only thing that they care about is getting you there. They don't care about what you do when you get. They care about what you do. They don't care where you stay. So they're not trying
Gotcha.
to really help you out. And Agent Roxy is. Do you sleep at the firehouse, or do you have like an apartment or a house maybe? Where do you stay?
I have an apartment.
An apartment? Okay.
Yeah.
Where is this apartment at? Is it in what part of New York is it in? If you can think of a part of New York off the top of your head.
It's like not exactly downtown, but it like in the center, like Madison Square, but like a few blocks back to where it's not as chaotic.
Okay. Actually, now that I think about it, you might Dottie, you might be the only one in this group that's actually been to New York. Am I correct in saying that?
Like for
Like
real?
for real life.
Yeah, like for real.
No, I
life.
have not.
No? Okay. Nobody here's been to
Jody.
New York, correct? Jody.
Jody
not
has.
Jody has.
We'll have
And
to get
technically Lee has, but he was at Niagara Falls.
Okay. Well, we'll have to get Jody in on this so she can tell us all about New York. So
We'll get my mom as well.
your mom's been in New York?
Yeah, they went for their honeymoon and they go back every couple of years.
That's pretty
You-
cool.
I
Hey.
dated
Yeah,
a guy
I've
from New
never
York.
I've never been to New York. Always wanted to go. So, Agent Roxy, you are at your apartment, and you settle in. You're like, okay, I'm not even gonna go to the fire. I'm not even gonna go to the firehouse tomorrow. I'm just gonna go straight to this building that I'm supposed to go to. Because if I go to the firehouse, I know I'm gonna get caught up in some shit. I'm gonna have to do, quote unquote, my job. And so you're like, okay, I'm just gonna get some rest and meet up there tomorrow. And you lay down, you settle in, whatever your nighttime rituals are, and eventually you start to fall asleep, and you feel as though you wake up, but you're sort of in that half awake, half asleep sort of state. Where like your eyes are closed and you're asleep, but you can still feel your body. I don't want to say it's like sleep paralysis because that's something entirely different. Like you're awake but you can't move. You're asleep, but you are in a dream that's a little too realistic, and you see this. You see yourself. You see yourself in like a third person, like behind your back, and you're getting up out of bed, and you're going to your. Do you think? Uh, do you think your apartment would have a bathroom in the bedroom, or would it have a bathroom somewhere else?
In the bedroom.
In the bedroom? Okay. Your bathroom door is currently closed, which is a little odd because, a lot of the time with people who have bathrooms in their bedroom, they kind of just keep the door open. But your bathroom door is closed for some reason, and you're like, you feel a little gurgly in your stomach, and you're like, okay, I'm definitely awake. Maybe, I think, but I know I have to go to the bathroom. Um, and you go over
He
to the
makes you pee your
door.
pants in a dream.
Oh my gosh.
No, no, I wouldn't do that. That's a little
That's
too
so funny.
humiliating. You go over to the door and you touch the door handle, and it is hot. And
Uh-oh.
you know, as a firefighter, that if the door handle's hot, there's a fire on the other side. But
hmm
you try to like. Do you think you try and like? What do you do? You feel the door handle and you feel that it's hot. What do you do from here?
That's a great question. I guess I would probably find my fire extinguisher inside my apartment and then go back to the door
Okay.
to like bust it down and to put it out
Okay. So you're
or
kind of
investigate.
you kind of start to realize what's happening. You realize that you're like in a almost in a you realize that you're in a dream, but you're like you're kind of lucid dreaming. So you're like, oh, like your instincts kick in, and that's
hmm
what it starts to feel like. You're like, oh, I got to get a fire extinguisher. There's a fire on the other side. So you run into the kitchen and you grab the fire extinguisher that's on the wall, and you go back to the door. Do you try and turn the handle again, or do you just try and straight up kick the door down?
Kick the door down.
Okay, I want you to give me a strength times 5.
Drink times. What does that mean?
Okay, so on your
Take
sheet,
your strength score and multiply it by 5. We would have
Okay.
filled out that number for you already. You know the big number next to strength?
Yes.
Just tell them that number.
70.
okay, so your strength times 5 is 70. So you need to either you can roll it or I can roll it for you if you don't have your dice.
Um, you can roll it.
Oh, I'll roll it for you. That's fun. I don't get to do that when I'm playing Delta Green. So you said your strength times 5 is 70, correct?
That just
Yes.
means you can yell at him if he kills you.
You got a 6? Yes. You got a 68. So that's pretty damn good. You rear back and you kick right by the door handle because that's where you're supposed to kick when you do those things, so you can break the door, the little door jam. Or at least I think that's how you're supposed to do it. I don't know. I've never kicked down a door.
That is, you're supposed to go that way.
Okay, well I was right. You kick right by the door jam, and the door flies open, and there is a wall of flame in front of you. So what do? You just start spraying it with the fire extinguisher.
Yeah. I
You
just start freaking out like a little bit because I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I just start spraying it with the fire extinguisher.
you kick the door open, start spraying it with the fire extinguisher, but the flames are not dying down. You're going down on the ground, like down low on the ground. I think that's how you're supposed to sort of do it. Again, never used a fire extinguisher. We start
Someone needs to
spraying
teach
it.
this man fire safety.
Yeah, someone needs to teach me fire safety. I need to get in contact with Dawson Peters in 1995.
Specifically, yes.
Specifically
Specifically.
when I'm a baby.
Yeah.
And you start spraying with the fire extinguisher, and it's not working. Like you're getting in there, you can see the fires kind of like flicker and go up and down a little bit, but it's just not putting the fire out. And behind the fire, you start to hear just like just screaming, and like you hear someone like kind of like throwing themselves around. Maybe they're stop, dropping, and rolling, and there's just horrific, blood curdling screams. The sound of someone who is burning alive, and before you can react, like a charred, still currently on fire hand just comes out through the wall of flame, and you wake up, and your bathroom door is open, and there's nothing wrong.
Hmm.
And when you wake up, it is 8:30 in the morning, and you have to get to this apartment at 9.
I'm so sorry. Say that again, Alex. I apologize.
It's okay. I said when you wake up from this
Mhm.
nightmare, it is 8:30 in the morning. You have to be to this apartment at 9.
Then I kind of kick myself into high gear, shake off my dream, and get ready to head over to where everyone else is meeting.
Okay. So you throw on some clothes real quick, put your hair up. Do you have long hair or do you have short hair?
I have short hair.
Okay, so you don't put your hair up. Maybe throw on a baseball cap. I don't know.
Exactly.
Um,
Yep.
And you head out, hail a taxi, say, "Hey, I need to go here," and the taxi takes off. Everybody else, are you all just arriving right on time? What's the situation with arrivals?
I want to arrive 15 minutes early, and I want to be bringing like that like big box of coffee and like a bag of bagels from a local coffee shop with me to like bring breakfast for people.
Okay.
Like how we had for that one morning with Dennis. Do you know what I'm
Mhm.
talking about?
Yeah, the
Okay.
box of Joe.
That was the best day ever. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, y'all having like the fact that y'all could just have a box of coffee is still insane, and I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's
Box of
it's like a
Joe from
gallon of hot
Dunkies.
coffee that you can get in like a
So
wine
good.
box.
It's
Yeah.
so good. You guys are truly number one.
What about everybody else?
We're
What's
in
the
New York. I
situation
hope it's
looking?
Tim Hortons. I hope I'm getting Tim
Mhm.
Hortons for everybody.
I am rocking up 10 minutes late in oversized sunglasses and just looking not well.
Okay. Agent Sisyphus?
I also I showed up on time also with coffees, but like individual like just like cups coffee.
Mhm.
We're gonna need it all. It's fine.
Agent Black Crow, are you showing up on time? A little bit late? What's going on?
On time.
On time?
I
Okay.
did not bring coffee.
Well,
I brought
you don't-
Bailey's.
You brought Bailey's
Yep.
for the coffee? Okay.
Yep.
Do you let everybody know that you brought Bailey's, or is it just for you?
I have a very obvious flask. And if
Okay.
anyone wants to ask, that's fine. But I don't make it like
You don't
I
make
brought
it
the
known.
Baileys. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. A little bit. Maybe Agent Snapdragon needs a little bit of hair of the dog.
Honestly.
That sounds
Um,
great.
Great. So yeah, you guys get there. Let's see how do you guys all start to discuss this? What's the scene look like? Everybody, two people showing up with a bunch of coffee. What are we
Wait.
doing before we get into the building?
Wait, you're missing Dottie.
Oh, Dottie, yes. Dottie, when are you showing up? Do you think you're gonna make it on time?
I'm probably about 5 minutes late.
Okay. So I apologize. I didn't mean to forget you like that.
No, you're good.
So we've got two people there with a bunch of coffee. Someone's got a little bit of Bailey's. And as you guys are maybe discussing, like, why did you also get coffee? I'm trying to be nice. Everybody's trying to be, help each other out. A taxi cab pulls up, and you see a incredibly buff, tatted up woman get out of the taxi and just kind of, what do you do? Are you just kind of like looking around, or what's going on?
I look around and I look for like the rest of the people, I guess. Like I look for like the entrance to the building or a group of people outside the building with apparently a bunch of coffee.
She doesn't know what the building looks like yet.
Yeah, the building that you pull up to is a 3-story brownstone building. So like, I guess we kind of
Mhm.
really don't see them around here. They're more like a New York, Boston city type thing. But yeah, it's almost kind of looks like a castle a little bit.
Okay.
But it's got, windows on each. You see 2 windows on the left, and then 2 windows above it, 2 windows above it. Same thing on the right side. and it's got a set of large, wide stairs that lead up to double doors in the front. They are wooden doors with like little 4 square windows up at the top. And
Gotcha.
you, upon pulling up, you do see 3 people standing outside the building.
Then I guess I would um approach the people
Mhm.
and I guess use the code question to make sure that I'm talking to the right people.
So you come up and you say, "Nice weather we're having," and how does everybody respond?
I'm just looking at her suspiciously. I don't. Because I'm with others, I wait to see what they say.
I've seen better.
It's a little warm for my taste.
Pleasure to meet ya. Jocelyn Peters, how's it hanging?
Whoa!
Oh,
You would not. Okay, I'm gonna leave this up to you. You would
Oh.
absolutely not say your name. You would say your agent name.
oh, okay, my bad.
That's okay. Yeah, like this whole thing is based around like anonymity. So like
Got
you'd be
you.
like
Sorry.
agent. No, it's okay. Perfectly fine.
We're just gonna rewind the time back 5 seconds
yeah.
and redo that.
A little
Yeah.
bit of
Style.
Prince of Persia, Sands of Time style. Agent Roxy is what you would have said.
Yes.
And then they would in turn introduce themselves. So let's go from here and say you guys are talking a little bit. What do you think you would tell Agent Roxy of like what's happened so far?
I suppose we just catch her up on like what the deal is.
Mhm.
Like whatever the handler in the first place like told us, right?
Yeah. So
I know that she
Uh,
read through the notes, so I'm not gonna tell her absolutely
Yeah.
everything, but I would
I-
agree.
yeah, so you kind of catch Agent Roxy up a little bit. Tell her what's going on, what you've seen so far. And as you're talking, we'll say Agent Snapdragon ends up showing up, and she looks fucking hung over as shit. Got big old sunglasses over her face, and just looks disheveled. But everybody's there, excluding Agent Tex, who none of you have heard from so far. But you know he has some sort of dealings with his dad, but for whatever reason. And who's going? Where are you guys going to go from here? Who's going to go to the apartment? Who's going to go to Abigail's? And who's going to maybe do some talking with other tenants potentially?
I want to knock on other tenants' doors.
Okay. Agent Sisyphus, would you also like to do the same? Would you like to stick with Black Crow, or would you like to maybe go talk to someone else entirely?
No, yeah, that was like what I was playing. I was gonna ask Crow like the other day. I was gonna ask them if they wanted to, because one, I guess I'll just do it in character. Really, sorry, I was just like, I just walk up to Black Crow with like a cup of coffee. Like I have like the what is it, like the cup holder thing in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd take one out and I'd go to hand it off. And I say, Black Crow, sorry, I was thinking of talking to some of the residents here to see if we can get some clues on where this Abigail Wright went, if there was any clues left around by her in the other apartments, or we might need to cover those up as well. And I figured we shouldn't go anywhere without backup.
Yeah, for sure. I
Um,
was thinking the same thing.
And like, did you just? I'm decent at talking to people, and you look tough enough to handle anything that might happen.
I'm sure no one's gonna fuck with us.
Okay. And so, Agent Roxy and Agent Chupacabra, are you going to go to the apartment, Abigail's apartment, or do you also want to try and talk to people? Or do you want to maybe check other places? It doesn't necessarily have to be this apartment. There's other resources you might want to look into. What would each of you like to do?
Did we come across any evidence of her having a job
She was an artist.
besides that?
That's it. She was just an
No, like
artist.
no part-time shit or anything?
No
Okay.
part-time shit.
Okay. Well, since we only have the one location lead so far, until I get notification of finding like more leads to other places or people, I think I'll stay in the apartment and try to see if I can find like any clubs she might belong to, any receipts from anywhere that she might visit. Like I'm trying to build a paper trail to follow
Mhm.
like a path
so happy,
of
thank
people
you so
that would
much.
know this person.
hmm Also, same thing goes for Agent Snapdragon. I apologize. I didn't mean to exclude you there.
You're too hungover. Sit down.
I'll be honest. I've just been handed a plate of food that I was not expecting. I am
Mhm.
very okay.
Okay. Well, so do you want to say that
I
you? Yeah. Sorry. Go.
sorry. I think I would be Daisy. We were trying to follow up more with the symbols and things.
hmm
So I think she would have fired off.
I got.
Um,
Don't. You don't need
yeah,
to say it.
that, and
I got
then
yours.
I would have fired off an email to my professor as well if I knew I was okay to do that.
Okay. Yeah, you're perfectly fine to fire off the email to your professor. The thing that your professor, um, we'll say this is a little bit of a bond thing at the moment. The thing that your
Mhm.
professor would have told you is that like, um, you know, you know a lot about how libraries work, and you know that the New York Public Library, he would have told you if you're looking for any kind of information, you should check the New York Public Library.
Cool. I would probably be doing that.
Okay, so let's
Wait,
say
if you have a lead to another location, that's what I was looking for. I'll go with you instead.
Oh, okay.
okay,
Yeah,
That's the whole
so
point of me doing that.
yeah,
that's that.
that's great.
Yeah, so maybe you share. You say, "Hey, I was talking to someone that I know. I'm trying to figure things out. They said I should check the New York Public Library." Um, so in that case, would Agent Chupacabra and Agent Snapdragon choose to go to the public library, and then potentially Agent Roxy, you just have a decision to make on what you would like to do?
I think I'm gonna join them at the library.
Okay, so we have uh, Roxy, Snapdragon, and Chupacabra going to the New York Public Library, and we have Agent Black Crow and Agent Sisyphus going to interview other members of the apartment complex. So I'll say we will start with Black Crow and Sisyphus going to talk to other members or other tenants. Where would you like to go? Would you like to go to the apartment directly next, check some of the other floors? What do you guys want to do?
Start from the bottom, work.
So you're going to. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I had the apartment situation wrong. I guess it doesn't matter. You guys are going to go to. You do have a list of the tenants. I'll go over this real quick. You know this. The only other person on the same floor as Abigail is someone named Thomas Manuel. And then, or no, I'm sorry. Yes, is Thomas Manuel. He is in 2B. And then there is Roger Carhoon, who's in 3A, which is the next the next floor up, and then there is Lewis Post, who's on 4A, and then there is Michelle Van Fitz, who is on 6B. So you have someone on the first floor. You have two people on the first floor.
Michelle
You have
what?
Michelle Van Fitz. If you'd
Thank
like me
you.
to, if you'd like me to spell it, I can.
And then you said that was 6A?
Yeah, that was 6B.
6B, okay.
Yeah, so you have two people on the first floor, one on the third. Oh, sorry. One on the fourth and one on the sixth. And you
So
would
the
know
first floor is floor 2?
that no. The first floor is floor 1.
So who are the two people on floor 1 then?
Abigail and Thomas.
Okay, because you said 2B for Thomas.
Yeah. I'm just changing the layout ever so slightly because I'm dumb. Because they're
Okay,
she's
so,
supposed to have
so do you want me to write 2B or 1B?
write 1B.
Okay.
Okay. Abigail and Thomas are on the same floor.
Okay.
And then there's 4 and 6 that have people in it. So who would you guys like to talk to first?
Who's on the first floor? The
We
first
have
one I meant,
Abigail
like
and
the other-
Thomas.
Abigail
Thomas.
and
Yeah,
Thomas.
I would go to Thomas's apartment.
Okay.
I asked Crow, I said start from the bottom, work our way up.
Yep. Luckily, that's her neighbor at the same time.
There you go. I knock on the door of Thomas's apartment.
You knock on the door, and you the door sort of creaks open, and you see someone sort of like peek out. Hello? Who is he?
Hey, Thomas. I'm sorry, I know your name from the directory. I'm looking for a friend of mine, your neighbor actually, Abby.
Oh,
Have
Abby.
you seen her?
No, I haven't seen her in a while.
Have you heard anything strange?
No, I hear nothing. Nothing out of the ordinary. Is everything okay with Abby?
Well, we can't find
Oh,
her.
I just haven't heard from her in a while, and she was gonna help with my the play I'm working on.
Oh, play.
Yeah, I'm a playwright. I work at the Soho Playhouse. If you've heard anything from Abby or have anything she might have left behind, I've been looking for her for a while. If you can help me out.
I mean,
Did she leave anything here, or?
I mean, I do not go into her apartment. I do not. I mean, I assume she's probably out doing something. I mean, she's a wonderful, beautiful woman, free spirit. Kind of. Maybe she went out on a trip I don't know of. But I don't know. Why don't
Do you know?
what do?
Oh, sorry.
Do you want to come in and talk?
Yeah, if you, that would be great, actually.
And
Sorry,
he
this is my friend Crow.
Crow. Your name is Crow.
Yeah, my
Sorry. Very Dragon Age with the
I know.
crow with the spin. Anyways, go off,
Crow?
Lucanus.
I just say yes.
Jazz.
Jazz.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yes, come in, please. And he go ahead.
Since I know a lot about, or I've been around criminals a lot, what is
Mhm.
my vibe of this guy?
Why don't you do you have Hugh Mint?
10%.
10%? Fuck
I
it,
got
give
some
me a roll.
humint if we want to throw some humint in there.
Yeah, Jordan, why don't you give me a Hugh Mint? Actually, both of you give it to me. I'll give it to you, Taylor, just so that you can probably fail it and maybe get a little bit more in there. Be a little
Yeah,
generous.
I got a 39.
Hmm.
That's 100.
Oh, well, Jordan, he seems like the nicest guy you've ever met. Taylor, he seems on the level. Like, he just seems a little shy, but like
Okay.
open to like talking to people.
All right.
Um, um, so you enter into his apartment. It seems kind of oddly put together. It seems almost less like it's very very clean. And it's like it feels less like a apartment and more like a hotel room. Like everything is exactly where it should be. Nothing is out of place. Um, there's nothing on the walls. Um, except for there's a bookshelf up against the wall that has a few books in it, but it's still mostly empty. Like the books are kind of like in that situation where like there's one that's like kind of holding them all up against the wall, um, or like up against the side wall of the bookcase. There's not much up there.
Is it like staged houses for like open houses and stuff? Just like nice and clean and like ready
Ye-
to like not so not I guess I'm not there. I can't ask. Never mind.
No, it's okay. You're more than okay to ask, even if you're not there. If you want clarifying questions, even if you're not there, that's okay.
I'm trying
Um,
to picture it, and I'm not asking if they're like setting up the apartment to sell it to somebody else. I'm just asking if it's like weirdly neat in a way that it doesn't look like he actually lives there. Like somebody like does things in the apartment.
yeah, that's essentially kind of the vibe that you get from it. Like it is
Okay.
very very clean. And there's like I said, not much on the walls. Um, the only windows that you have in there face the building that's next to it. Um, and like I said, it looks more or less like a ready to be slept in, freshly cleaned hotel room.
Hmm.
So yeah, Thomas, I know this is a building for artists. Abby's mentioned it before. What kind of work do you do?
Oh, me, I am a painter. I do lots of lifelike and occasionally a little bit of abstract. But I myself am mostly a painter.
Oh, I dabble in painting as well. And um yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just a little distraught. Um but yeah,
Sorry, I was laughing
Abby's
at you.
been you're like, sorry, I was actually laughing at you for being ridiculous.
I didn't want you to think that you said something and then I just went ha ha. Ha. Oh, that'd be so mean. Sorry, I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
No, sorry, I was just this it's kind of like messed up my whole vibe, just trying to find her. I needed the help on the play I was writing.
I did not know that she did work with playwrights. That is new information to me. It
Did
is
you
nice
guys
to
talk
know.
often?
Yes, yes. I occasionally would have her critique my works. I don't have any here at the moment. I do most of my work in the basement. I just have a lot of
This basement, like,
yes, the basement of the this building. I usually do most of my work there. I just have more supplies than most, so I keep it all
Have-
down there so that my living space does not get cluttered.
so do you do like people portraits?
Yes. I do lots of portraits, lifelike portraits. Occasionally, like I said, some abstract. I've recently dabbled into charcoals every once in a while. Um, but yes, like I said, I have lots of supplies, so I keep them in the basement. The owner said that it was fine if I worked down there.
I'd surely love to see your work.
Jess, if you would like, I can. I don't normally, but knowing that a artist, show artist critique, thing like that, I certainly would not mind maybe showing you what I have, and from there we will cut to Agent uh, uh, Roxy, Agent Chupacabra, and Agent Snapdragon going to the New York Public Library. So you show up. The three of you show up. I would assume you all take the same taxi. Um, no point in spending extra money. Do a little carpool situation.
Daisy like immediately goes to like the first subway station like entrance that she finds, and then just looks really, really like dejected with her like hailing a taxi.
Oh, so do you? Well, okay. Would you make an argument for taking the subway instead of a taxi?
No. I'll go with it.
Okay.
I just want you to add a bit of flavoring in there.
Yeah. No. That's okay. So you all go to the New York Public Library. How are you guys dealing with that? What's going on? I want this to like play out like so that I can shut the fuck up for a second. What are you guys looking for? Who are you talking to? What's going on with that?
I'm going to the index catalog, and I'm gonna see if I can find any symbolism shit.
I think there's a way to find out like where people are like registered to live, right? I want to like yellow pages or something. I want to see
A
if I can
phone
see
book?
Yeah, like a phone book.
Oh my god.
I think for that you wouldn't necessarily be looking at the library. You'd probably want to go to like a municipal office.
What? No, the
But they'd
library has like
have
the local
one.
newspaper and everything.
They'd
And they
for
would
sure
have
have
it. They would
one. You
have
would have to like ask maybe you have to ask the librarians, but I feel like they
the library has all of them. It's the local
Alright.
library. It's got the local stuff, right? Like I want to see if this bitch is registered living anywhere else. Like I want to see if she just up and moved without telling anybody, like a mental break thing.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not at the library, then just tell me no.
I think you can find building records. I don't know if you could find like
Where people live. I guess that would probably not be publicly accessible information because then there'd be too many stalkers, right? So
Yeah, that's kind of
maybe
where
I'm
I
thinking of
was
something
at.
else. Yeah. All right, I'll think about it. Sorry, move on.
To help out Agent
Snapdragon.
Snapdragon, thank you. I am gonna go talk to the front desk librarian and see if she can point me in the direction of the symbolism books. If there's like a section.
Okay. Give me just 1 second. I have to sort through some stuff in my book here. Yeah, so you go up to the librarian, the first librarian that you could see. It's an older woman. She's got like those glasses that you can kind of like let hang down on your neck. But she's got them up like right at the end of her nose, and she's like sorting through some books. What do you say?
Excuse me, ma'am. I was hoping you could point me in the direction of a book section.
And she like looks up from the papers that she's sorting through. Yes, what are you looking for?
Books on symbols or symbolism?
Hmm. Symbols of what nature?
Uh, that's a great question. Let me get my friend over here. They can help me figure this out. So I summon Snapdragon over. I
Hello.
guess, like, hey, she's wondering what kind of symbols we're looking for.
Oh, so like occult or historical? I'm doing some research for a paper, and it's about ancient civilizations and their symbolism and how it's used today. So I just need to find some books like that, please.
Oh yes. And she kind of like looks through one of those Rolodex types things, and she's like
Yeah.
fingering through it like really fast, and you see her like stop, and she's like, okay, and she points you in the direction like farther on the southern side of the building. She says there's a few books over here that could help, and she uh one just that's it's kind of funny. That's the one of the harder parts of looking through this and like trying to run this adventure is like there's so much information that I need, and I have to like search through the book to find it, and it's just it's really really crazy.
It's all good. You're doing a great job.
I am certainly trying my best.
You haven't
You are
needed to like,
succeeding.
yeah, you haven't like had to go for a break so you could like stress eat. You're already doing a better job than I am. Great job, buddy.
Thank you very much.
I'm in a constant state of stress and worry, and I'm having a great time. Thank you.
Yeah, Amy keeps talking to me about how you're gonna kill her. She's like, this man. And I'm like, I know, isn't it great?
So stressed. There is so much stress and anxiety inside of me right now. It's great. I love it.
Doesn't help that Blue hypes everything up to the worst death.
Yeah.
Optimistic me is like, I didn't even consider death.
Oh.
Literally same when I when they were explaining the game to me, I was like, I could die.
Yeah, but then you can just be somebody else, and then they can die, and then you can be somebody else again. It's a fun game.
Very true.
Okay.
Death is not the end.
Okay. I know where I need to go now.
Okay.
I had to look through the index. Oh god.
Just like
there's
the
so many-
librarian was doing.
Yes, I'm
Immersion.
doing exactly what she is doing.
You're just RPing the librarian really, really thoroughly for us.
Almost there. Oh my god, this book is so
Bro, is Charlie okay? I can hear her.
She's got the Zoom music right now.
Okay, can someone send me a photo of this dog?
I don't have
Yes.
one. Okay.
Thank you. I said someone. I meant Dot.
I was just saying that so that she knew that she had to.
Yeah. So what's
Okay,
everyone looking
okay.
forward to? No, okay.
I'm back. Okay, so she sends you over to the far southern side of the building. You walk through the many different tables. There's plenty of people, um, looking through books. Some are just relaxing. Maybe a couple of people might be asleep, and you find a uh, book that is on well-known demonology symbols, you find another book that kind of briefly talks about. It's only something that's mentioned a few times, but it's a book that's about different religions, and the different symbols that correspond with them. Christianity with the cross, um, Judaism with the Star of David, things like that. And mixed in amongst them, you find various other books that discuss uh, you find various other books that discuss people that are associated with those, like uh, Charles Manson and how a lot of his stuff was like based around Satan and like the symbolism of like that whole thing. Lots of stuff like that.
Okay.
Mixed in with that, you find another book called The Devil's Craftsman.
That sounds interesting.
Sorry, it's called the what? The Devil's what?
Craftsman.
Craftsman? Okay.
hmm
Got it.
And in following with that, you find a section of that sort of follows the same sort of texts. You find another book called A Darkness at the Corners, and another book called Architecture, Genius, and Mental Illness.
Architecture, Genius, and Mental Illness. And the one before it, one more time.
The one before it was A Darkness at the Corners.
A Darkness at the Corners. Okay, my memory is fucking forsaking me. A Darkness at the Corners. And then my brain blanked out after I said the last one. It was Architecture what?
Architecture, Genius, and Mental Illness.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. Genius and got it. I have it this time. I swear to God, I have it.
Okay.
It's written. I can't undo it now. Okay.
So, what are you guys going to do with these books?
The Devil's Craftsman is real calling to me. I want to take like the whole stack over to a table.
hmm
And I'm gonna start with the one I mentioned, the Devil's Craftsman. Yes, I would like to start going through that for anything similar, please.
Okay. What about everybody else? Do you guys want to check out the other books?
Might as well.
Okay. And Agent Chupacabra, what about you? Same thing?
Yeah, I'll go with them. I don't have any other ideas.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'll assign each of the books to you. So, Agent Snapdragon, you said you were interested in the Devil's Craftsman, correct?
Yes, please.
Okay. I will assign Architecture, Genius, and Mental Illness to Agent Roxy, and I will assign A Darkness at the Corners to Agent Chupacabra.
Groovy.
Charlie, I heard that.
Oh, let her
Sorry.
Charlie.
No, it's okay. It was funny. So, I am just going to say this just because of what Amy said. I don't want to push you any farther. We'll go over these books and then we'll call it there and we can pick up whenever we decide to run another session. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yes.
I suppose.
and then we
Okay.
have to deal with the fucking basement and the creepy painter guy.
I mean, you don't even know that's happening, and
I hope you
technically,
know that
Oh,
it took me probably a solid 5 minutes to think, oh, that might not be a good choice.
that's fine. Hey, you're beholden to the choices that you make.
Yep.
You are responsible for the repercussions.
Yep.
So, yeah, and I mean, you guys have only
Well,
talked
I
to
did
one of
an
the
ass
tenants.
chase, poor guy.
You've only talked to one of the tenants. There's plenty of other people to talk to. So the Devil's Craftsman. It is
Who's that going to?
that is going to Amy. That's
Okay.
going to Agent Snapdragon.
I know him. Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna do
So
that in my thing.
well, you can't take the book with you.
No, but if I don't write
That's how libraries work.
it, yeah,
Not the New York Public Library.
yeah. I
Can't
mean,
check out books.
I also
You-
don't live here.
Yeah.
I don't
as a
have a
matter of-
library card.
Dottie
as a-
does.
As a matter of fact, she wouldn't. As a matter of fact, the New York Public Library is a reference-only library, so you're not allowed
Yeah.
to take books. You're only allowed to read them
Yay.
in the building.
Well, then
There
I
is
will just use Blue's note.
Is that
to
true
remember
facts?
what I'm reading.
That is true facts. Yes, it is a
Yeah, he
reference
would've looked
library
it up.
only.
Oh my god, I love learning new things.
They do have like other portions of the library. They have like different buildings that you are able to like take a book. But the main building of the New York Public Library is a reference-only library.
The more you know.
So, Amy, I need you to tell me,
Yes.
do you have history?
I should. Oh, you'd fucking hope so, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Ah,
unfortunately, I wasn't able to print out
Um,
yours.
I do. I have
okay.
history.
What is your history at?
60.
60? Okay, perfect. So you are actually, you know what? I'm gonna you're reading this carefully, reading through the Devil's Craftsman. And there's a part of it that you say, it says, Darabandi lived for a time at a New York City hotel, which he helped restore in lieu of payment. And looking through it in that part that you read, you find a picture of this man who you now know is named Asa Darabandi.
Darabandi, okay.
And you see
Yeah, I'm
that
gonna
he
need that
is.
later.
Do you want me to spell it for you real quick?
Yeah.
It is. Oh shoot! I just had it in front of me.
My ears are
It's-
doing the it's not words thing.
That's okay. Well, I believe his not. I believe his name is spelled ASADARIBONDI.
Was that a B or a V like Victor?
It was a B.
BONDI.
Yep,
Okay.
Asa Darabandi.
Okay.
In reading that, next to it on the page, well, in a smaller section of the page, is a photo of this man that you now know as Asa Darabandi, standing in front of a fancy sort of like Art Deco hotel with a large golden bee embezzled on each door. And for that's what you see is you see that on the top, and then underneath it is a caption that says 1928. Darabandi lived for a time at a New York City hotel, which he helped restore in lieu of payment.
Does the building look familiar?
No, it does not.
Okay. Okay, can I try and take a Polaroid of the pages that are like of the photos in the pages that are useful to me?
I don't know if that kind of thing is allowed. So
I'm gonna try and do it real sneaky.
okay, well then why don't you give me a stealth
Is it-
roll to try and. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sometimes libraries would have like the computer like gel versions of some things, and then you could like get copies of it made. But I don't know if that was just specifically for newspapers. I
Oh
think
yeah,
it
like
probably was.
yeah, I think that was probably just for newspapers. So I think in this case, I don't know if that's allowed. I really, really don't know. But if you're gonna try and do it stealthily, why don't you go
Yeah.
ahead and why don't you do two things for me?
Okay.
I want you to do a stealth roll
Uh-huh.
to try and take this picture stealthily, and then also give me an intelligence times 5.
Okay, right. So stealth first. This is gonna fail. Oh, only just though. Okay, I got 15 over 10.
Okay,
Wait, it could have been worse.
could have been worse.
Could have been worse, and I get a little tick. Okay, and then you said an intelligence, sorry?
Yeah, intelligence times 5.
Times 5. Okay. Oh god, maths. I can't do that maths. Sorry, it's a very awkward number to times. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I got doubles as well. I got 44 under 90.
You have a 90 in your fucking intelligence?
Times 5, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
There's a reason. Oh, yeah, shit, I've got that thing that'll just let me remember this.
Yes.
How fucking ironic that
So
I, the player,
so let's say
forgot that about my character.
so let's say hypothetically you didn't need, not hypothetically, you wouldn't need to take a photo,
I
you would
didn't
just need
need
to
to take
look
a
at it.
photo.
Right.
And I did get memory.
I
Yeah,
have no-
she
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna forget about that stealth roll, erase
Yes,
your little
please.
thing.
I'm
We'll
gonna
do
take like a little sketch of the fancy bee. In my notebook.
Okay. So if I remember correctly, the way that we were gonna do the eidetic memory in a specific way. So we'll deal
Yes.
with that in a second. With that intelligence roll, you know that the photo that you're seeing there, you look at this photo a little closer, and you see that there is a reflection,
Okay.
and you recognize the reflection as the Eternal Light Flagstaff in Madison Square Park. So
Ooh.
in I would say, you know, maybe you got here and you kind of did a little walk around, did a little tour. You know, I know you mentioned let's do a little RP about the sites and places of New York. That's something that you would recognize only having been here for a few days or like a couple of days. It's a very prominent figure in New York. Um, so
Okay.
for the eidetic memory, I remember the way that we said we were going to do it. I'm going to need you to do a what is it? A POW times 5.
Yes.
Because that was how we were going to do that.
Yeah. A 70 under 75.
Okay, so now make sure that we'll count that as you taking a photo. So you look at it, you
Yeah.
study it, and you're going to remember.
Yeah.
So then we will go to a Darkness at the Corners, which was assigned to Agent Chupacabra. You are reading through this book, and it talks about how, although Asa Darabandi was an incredible architect, he was also an incredibly troubled man. He had what a lot of people would call bad tendencies, terrible tendencies, and even in some cases, hypothetically, not hypothetically, but what in some cases, murderous tendencies, and he has a um, a rather long record. It doesn't. This book is kind of skirts around it a little bit, but it says after his death, there was a notebook that was found that detailed the names of 5 different missing children. And those children that were in this book were children that were found, and this is a trigger warning for everyone. This is not good. This is bad. This is very bad. These are children that were found drowned in different places around New York. And it is hypothetically estimated in this book that he more than likely killed these children. And it later in the book further goes on to say that he may have been involved in more than over 20 separate cases of missing children that went missing around the time that he was alive.
Jesus
I'm gonna
Christ.
take a brief pause.
I used my
understand.
journalism to write it all down. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You're more than take down notes. Again, I don't know the rules and policies of taking pictures, but because you very conveniently have someone who has an eidetic memory, they don't need to take photos.
True.
And they later go on to speculate that he had some sort of religious, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Religious breakthrough that for some reason forced him to move from where he once lived, which was Chicago, to New York, just out
An
of nowhere.
epiphany.
Yeah, an epiphany. Thank you. He had what seemed like a religious epiphany that made him uproot everything that he had in Chicago and move to New York.
Is
And
this
he-
hotel in Chicago?
No, this hotel. I'm assuming you're all sharing information. This hotel
Yeah.
would be in New York.
The hotel that he built with the B on it?
No, he didn't. He did not build the hotel, but
He helped repair.
He helped repair and remodel it in lieu of payment, like
Okay.
rent.
Okay,
Real
okay.
quick, just for my
Yes.
own timeline and asking a question that has nothing to do with anything. When
Mhm.
did the guy with the Triple H hotel, H.H. Holmes, when was this before or after this?
Oh, like the murder hotel.
Yeah, the murder hotel.
Yeah.
Where you
This
just
would
like
be
full cop?
I'm pretty sure that's in a different place. I'm pretty sure the murder hotel is in California, not New
No,
York.
but like when, like timeline wise, like is this set kind of same kind of time?
I believe it would have been around the same time. Yes.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I think they're
H.H. Holmes was 1894 from
Okay,
91
never
to
mind.
94.
Okay.
Definitely
Okay,
not
so
the
it
same
did move
time.
before then.
This is
Okay.
100 years after.
Okay. Cool. Sorry.
So 10 years ago.
That was an Amy question because
Hey,
it
no,
was-
that's an interesting connection that you could make.
My
I
brain
have-
was
I
thinking the
have-
same.
I
too.
have a thing with H.H. Holmes is just I know you shouldn't really have favorite serial killers, but like he's up there.
Yeah, no, that's totally valid. That is a very interesting, and like I think pretty reasonable connection to make.
Yeah.
So then we will move over to the book that Agent Roxy is looking through. What are you looking through in this book? Like, is there anything specific that you're looking for? Dottie?
You're
muted,
muted.
babes.
So sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I spaced out for a second.
That's okay.
What are you looking for in your book, Girly Pop?
I am looking for. That's a great question. What's the name of my book again?
The name of your book is
Fair. So fair.
Architecture, Genius, and Mental Illness. Oh, I'm so sorry. I should have mentioned. The Devil's Craftsman. That was written by a man named Caveat Monahan in 1952.
Well, that's a
Uh,
fake name.
Hold on.
That's okay. That's okay.
Uh,
I forgot to mention to name the authors.
written by. Sorry. You said what?
Written by a man named Cavett, Cavett, Monahan.
Got it.
And The Darkness at the Corners was written by a woman named Elizabeth Ortiz in 1967.
Oh, did you give me the year for the last one? I missed it.
Oh, yes, it was 1952. I apologize.
52. Okay. So these were not written before he did this. So he did not do these things in 1980.
No,
Or
he
they
did these.
were written.
They were written well after, because the stuff he was alive in the 1920s.
You, I love you so much. Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Well, I don't. What did I say? I don't understand.
When we said that H.H. Holmes operated in 1894, you said that this guy operated 100 years after that, meaning 1994, and now you're saying he was
Oh.
alive in the 20s.
Not 100 years. I'm sorry. I got my numbers wrong.
It's okay. That's just why I was like, okay, I just
Yeah,
needed to check.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. It was in the 1920s, so definitely not 100 years, but you know.
Okay. And when was Architecture Genius and Mental Illness written and by who?
It was written by Dr. Peter Johnson in 1961.
Thank you. Okay, sorry.
Those are both names for your dick.
Oh.
Anyway.
In this book, it really details more about his work that he did. It's in this you read a part of it. It says during his early career, Darabont was called the Picasso of architecture. He designed strange, misshapen constructions that he called thought buildings between 1905 and 1921 in Chicago. After having what is this one also sort of details and goes into this religious epiphany, but in this one it calls it a religious revelation, or also sometimes theorized as a drug-induced experience. He moved to New York in 1921 and took up residence in an unnamed Midtown hotel, which you would know is this hotel that has a big B on it. And he then later took to erecting 9 different buildings in New York that all still stand to this day. And they are unlike his previous structures. They are very incredibly mundane and of the age, with small, obsessed flourishes. Only after his disappearance in 1950 was Darabont suspected of having drowned at least 5 different children. Beginning in 1947, the book speculates that he may be responsible for many more. He vanished without a trace in 1950, leaving behind the drowned body of a 5-year-old named Isabel Sauer, and huge debts, and a logbook which appears to track the deaths of children dating back to 1921, and many questions as he was declared legally dead by his mother on September 2nd, 1960.
Does it have like what buildings he built? Like, could we get the addresses for them to like map them out?
That unfortunately would be a little bit difficult.
Okay.
Like it does list it, like it has some pictures, like it has, but all of these buildings are, as far as you can tell, incredibly similar to the building that you were at, the McAllister building. A lot of these like
I mean,
3-story,
it
4-story.
sounds like. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It sounds like we get to go to a municipal building next time. I'm needing I'm needing building records.
Sounds about right to me.
Role play.
And that would be something that you would kind of deduce, is that like if we want to find out more about any buildings he might have built, we need to go and look at we need to like scrounge through like building records and like all kinds of different shit like that.
Do we does Delta Green have like lackeys? Do they have interns? Can we get interns doing this?
You are the interns.
Okay.
Like this is a lot of like get down low and like do the dirty
the
work, get
grunt
your
work.
hands dirty kind of thing. Yeah.
Daisy's just like kind of like staring in the middle distance as she remembers as she remembers having like grad students to do everything.
Mm-hmm. And from there, I know I said we were gonna cut, but I'm gonna do just one last thing here, and we're gonna cut back to Agent Sisyphus and Agent Black Crow back in. You went and spoke with Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas
Yeah.
Manuel.
Okay. So we'll have this little conversation here, and then we'll cut it, and everybody can go. And if anybody wants to stay and talk about what happened, I'm more than happy to. So we cut back to Sisyphus and Black Crow in Thomas Manuel's apartment, and he had previously just said, "Would you like to see my painting, my work? Would you like me to take you to my workshop?"
I just raised my eyebrow at Chase.
Yeah, I could possibly use your help with some sets or something like that. I would love to check out your art.
Oh, set paintings? Do you not have a well, how would they say a on the bill set painter? Do you need a new one? What's the situation?
Most of my plays are like mind theater and obscure, and I'm looking to branch out to new subjects.
Oh
So
yes,
I
yes. And he goes into his kitchen and reaches into a drawer. And could each of you very quickly give me an alertness roll?
You're 4.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna need to dip out.
That's okay. We're gonna be done real soon. So if you need to
Okay.
go, that's okay.
I'm sorry.
You'll
Your
have the
scene is-
notes to
no.
catch up on right after.
Good night.
Yeah.
We
I'll
love
post them
you.
right
Good
after.
night,
Good
love you.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
I rolled a 65 over 42.
Okay. Agent Black Crow, you don't notice this happen, but Agent Sisyphus, you see this happen. He goes over to the one of the drawers, and it's the drawer that's like right next to the fridge. And he reaches in and like just very briefly you kind of like look over, maybe you're like you like kind of stand up on your tippy toes because his back is turned to you and he's not really paying attention. And you see that the drawer is empty, like completely empty. You can see the wood panel for like the bottom, and he reaches in and pulls something out, but it's almost as if it like he pulls it out of nothing. And he has a small key ring that has one key on it, and it's attached to like a carabiner. And if you could very quickly give me a sanity roll for the unnatural.
Both of us or just him?
Just him.
83 under 84.
Ooh.
83 under 84.
Ooh.
That's a good one. You don't take any sanity damage. Maybe you just didn't see maybe you just didn't see it.
I say junk drawer, and I do like an awkward laugh.
Yes, there's so many things in this drawer. Pizza coupons, Q-tips, things like that. It's just full of stuff. But yes, I'll take you to the basement. And you leave his apartment, and he walks by the overstuffed mailboxes. Thinks, doesn't even look. Goes through the door, and he hangs a he hangs a left from the stairs and goes around the corner, and you see that there is a small, narrow set of stairs that go down, that are like sort of like attached to the building. You know, like how like older houses would have like the basement outside. That's kind of what this situation is. It's the basement is attached to the building, but you can't get to it from the building. You have to go outside, go down a set of stairs, and go through a door. And he says, "Will I what did you the playwright? What did you say your name was, sir? I apologize."
Oh, you can call me Dupont.
Ah, yes. Mr. Dupont, I know you're an artist, so I know you understand. But Mrs. Crow, I apologize. You yourself are not an artist, so I would like to personally apologize for the clutter which you are about to witness. It is quite a mess. And he sticks the key in, click, opens the door, and he says, "Welcome to my workshop." And then we will end it there. And we will call that good for the day. And we will pick up in Mr. Rodriguez. What did I say? Manuel. I was being a little off color there. Mr. Manuel's workshop next time. Yeah, that's where we'll start.
Sounds good, man.
Heck yeah, great game.
Cool. This